have known of $1 million last year. Would have known that Michel Fauché, did you guys see that shot of him? He and his wife sitting inside of that little tiny, I don't even know what you'd call it, a little locker and so on, and that was their actual living room? Could you imagine what your attitude might have been if you had walked past that locker area with your lose weight now, ask me how button, or you had gotten your brand new earn $420 ask me how button on, and they had crawled out of that locker space and say, hey, I'd like to make some extra money? The question is, would you have treated them equal, like the people that weren't living in that situation? Would you have treated them nice, like you do people that are dressed in suits? Would you treat them with respect, like someone else in your organization that you're trying to pitch that might be a doctor or a lawyer that you think is going to be Mr. or Mrs. Hot Rod in your organization? One thing I can tell you for sure, when you start in Herbalife, you're at zero. And regardless of who it is, if they're cleaning toilets, treat them nice. If they're a doctor or lawyer, treat them nice, because you just never know. Because in Herbalife, you start out at zero. And those who talk the most get the most. So treat everybody nice and equal with respect. Don't miss out. That's not easy sometimes, is it? Because a lot of times we prejudge just on the way someone's hair is and the way that they may or may not look, and their teeth and the way that they're dressed and so on. Don't make that mistake. Here's the next one. Learn loyalty. And the first place I should say that you should be loyal to is the company. And let me tell you something. You may not be able to judge us all the time and stuff like that, just on what I'm saying. But one thing you can trust about me and the company is for the last 15 years, I've been saying one thing, that we were going to produce extremely good products, and we were going to have the most exciting opportunity that ever existed, and we were going to always pay our people every single month. And we've been doing that now for 15 straight years, every single month. And the reason I'm telling you that is from time to time, you may have someone that tries to break your thought pattern on your loyalty and your commitment and your conviction of what you think about what you thought the company is. But let me tell you something. It started out with one thing, and it's had that thing for 15 years. It's going to keep on for the next 15 years, okay? And so what I'm saying is, don't miss the boat just because someone gets you off track a little bit, because the loyalty of me and what we've been trying to do for the last 15 years has always been the same. Stay loyal to all the Herbalife rules. They're not easy sometimes, but you got to do it. You got to do it for you. You got to do it for your kids, and you got to do it for the company. Because if you don't stay within some of the Herbalife rules over the years to come, we won't be able to continue to provide these products to every single person in the world. Some of you sometimes think, well, geez, I'll break this little rule, and I'll do this, and I'll ship some products over to, some different countries where it doesn't make any difference. Hey, it does make some difference. Because if Herbalife's not around, none of us are around. So we got to make certain that each and every day we protect the rules and regulations of all of our distributorships. Because the company is the goose that laid the gold. And trust me, I have never seen a goose put out so many golden eggs in my entire life as we've been putting out. There's two things you're going to have to do to get rich. One is to fight for where you get. And the second thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to fight to keep what you got. On your way, there'll be a number of fights. Here's number 3. If you hear any rumors about the company, and if you hear any rumors about me, And trust me, you're going to hear them as you get back into your countries and back into your own little organizations and so on. You don't think as we go out here and help 5, 6, 10, 20, 30 million people lose weight, that their blood pressure comes down and their nitroglycerin doesn't have to be taken anymore, and they've lost so much weight that they don't have to put insulin into their arms every single day because they've lost that weight? You don't think there's going to be a few companies that are upset about the amount of less drugs people are having to take in the world because a company called Herbalife has stood up on its feet and helped the world lose weight? Who cares? Here's the next one. Have some faith that it can happen to you. Hey, who are you out there to think that it can't happen to you? As you've seen some people up here like Leon Weisbein, hey, listen, if he can make it, you can make it. Jerry Svetanovich up here, a grocery checker, hey, listen, if she can make it, you can make it. You may not be able to work as hard because you don't want to. You may not put your button on as often. You may not take as many tablets as she does. You may not talk as many people as she does. But I can tell you this, you've got to have the faith that it could happen to you. See, one incredible thing here in Herbalife, we don't make extra percentages up in the marketing plan just for women. We don't make a better plan up for men. We don't give just the great products to people just in a certain area. The products are the same. The opportunity in Herbalife, regardless of your skin, regardless of your background, regardless of your area, regardless of your sex, is exactly the same for each and every one of us. So have some faith as you leave this room here in the months to come, as you see us again, that if the people up on this stage can do it, that you can do it as long as you try every single day. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in your customers. Have the faith to stick with some of your customers. You're going to have customers that say, oh my goodness, I'm having a hard time losing the weight. Hey, listen, you're going to have more faith in your customers sometimes than they even have in themselves. And they're going to need that guidance, and they're going to need that encouragement. Have faith in your distributors. You're going to need more faith in your distributors than they've gotten themselves. Okay, and when you have that kind of faith, there's no telling what could happen. Have the faith in your organization that it's going to work. Hey, listen, some of you have got people in your organization right now that are zeros that could end up being president's team members. How do I know? I got people that have dropped out on me over the last 11 years, and they're president's team members in the front row here today. You got to have faith that it will continue to work, and you've got to keep that faith even when it's not working. Hey, listen, gang, it wasn't working for me in the beginning. There was a lot of people that laughed at me that this thing wasn't going to get to go. And let me tell you something, they're sorry that they didn't have that faith 10, 12, 15 years ago. Have the faith that it's going to work out for you. Here's another one. Have a great attitude. Some distributors say, well, geez, I'd have an incredible attitude. You give me one of those president's team buttons, I'll have an incredible attitude. Get your attitude over here. Listen, if you gave me a $700,000 check like Alan Lorenz, I'd have a wonderful attitude. But unfortunately, that's not the way it works. Here's how it works. To be successful, you have an attitude first, then the money comes. You have faith first, and then the money comes. You have incredible loyalty to the company, then it works. That's how it works. You continue to have a great attitude. There's no better form of maturity that I know of, or to show people what you're made of when times are tough, when your family's making fun of you, when some of your distributors are making fun of you. Hey, listen, that's when your true character shows how good, how loyal, how faithful you are, how great your attitude is. That's when it shows like a shining star when things aren't working that great for you. That's maturity as far as I'm concerned. Here's the next one. Be consistent. And be consistent about even being consistent.
Yeah.
I've never met anybody in my entire life, any distributor that you've ever met in your entire life, that didn't have one thing in common. And that was being consistent over and over and over and over again. Hey, listen, you're not that great at it now. Don't worry about it. Just do the best you possibly can. Tomorrow morning when you get up out of bed, do a little bit better than that. The next day after that, do a little bit better than that. Don't get so worried about the person that's next to you or the person that you've seen on stage here. I wonder if I could ever be quite that good. Don't worry about it. If you want to compete with someone, compete with yourself. Be the best you can possibly be every day. We've had distributors that said, listen, or you may even feel as we're wrapping up here today, you say, my goodness, this Herbalife thing is really something. These people are making so much income, it's unbelievable. I hope I get lucky like them. One thing that Lorraine Richardson taught me in a training class I thought was exciting. She said, one thing I learned about luck early on in the company. The more people I talk to, the luckier I get. The more people I sign up, the luckier I get. And I'm here to tell you that the more you use the products, the luckier you're going to be. And the more you wear your buttons or t-shirts or whatever it is, the luckier you're going to be. The more you talk to people, the luckier you're going to be. The more faith you got, the luckier you're going to be. The better attitude you keep, the luckier you're going to be. The more loyalty you consume up here, the better off you're going to be. The more consistent you are, the luckier you're going to be. And that's all I know about luck. Nobody was going to give me luck when I was growing up. My parents didn't have any money. My family didn't have any money. The one thing I learned on as a young child, if anything was going to happen in Mark Hughes' life, and any things were going to get better for me, there was going to have to be one thing I was going to have to get mustered up. To be the best I could possibly be every single day. And I hope you guys have been enjoying what we've been spreading with you this weekend, because I've done my absolute best in the last 4 days. Thank you for being here. Everybody have a great time at the party tonight. May God bless all of you, and welcome to Herbal Life.
Whatever it takes to get you to try harder, read more, set your goals, and go for it.
First of all, let me do this correctly so y'all can see my face. What up, what up, what up? It's your boy. I'm making some tea right now. Don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really measure it out. I just be pouring it. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Something that's all right. What up, gang? What up, what up? Jorge, what up? Bridget, what up? Josefina, what up? LaKayla, what up? Marcus, what up? Liftoff. Pomegranate. If, like I said, if you haven't done the lemon and the lemon tea and the pomegranate together, hot. You see that? I don't know if y'all can see it fizzing, but it's starting to lightweight. You know what I'm saying? Do its thing. Have the faith in yourself. Have the faith in your customers. Your people want you to believe that they're going to lose weight more than they do. That's actually, you know what? Let me pull up. I'm actually not going to pull it up. I actually know what happened. So I was actually talking to my client the other day, right? First of all, Jared Cooper, active Royal Team member, been in the business 4.5 years. Excited about what's going on. I remember when I first started, it was around this time when I started to get really serious about taking my business to the next level. So I really started posting about 2014 is about to come up. So now 2018 is about to come up. Or 2019 is about to come up, excuse me. 2019 about to come up, who's about to get in shape, that type of stuff. That's what I did to start my business off. That's what I started to do, higher volume, personal volume. That's when I started to make more money, retail money. And that's when I started to see that, I could really actually do this. I started to have success. But that just came from me talking the most, talking more, doing more, posting more. You know what I'm saying? Just super simple. I think people make it harder than it has to be when it's just do the basics to the maximum level. You know what I'm saying? Just all this fancy stuff, you know, like Euro, crossover, this way, that way, fillet. You don't got to do all that. Jump stop, pump fake, layup. You know what I'm saying? Easy. People jumping over boxes and doing backflips off of cliffs and whatnot. All you got to do is just work out regular bench press, squat, deadlift. You know what I'm saying? Overhead press, pull up, simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? People trying to make it all the way extra. But like Marquise was saying, though, stick around even when it's not working. If this year, raise your hand if you felt like the business hasn't worked for you how you wanted it to this year. Raise your hand if that's you. Josefina, Marcus, brand new kinda. Can't see Jorge because he in the dark or whatever. Even myself, right? I felt like I should have been moving a little bit faster this year, but I still had the faith. But even before this year, a couple years ago, I remember there was a time where I was like, damn, like I'm just really not doing nothing. Like I'm putting in all the work and it's nothing coming from it. But I had to remember that stick with it. Stick with the plan. Like, because at the end of the day, better than working a job. You know what I'm saying? First of all, do y'all like my jacket? First of all, do y'all like this? It's like a windbreaker bike jacket. You know what I'm saying? I got it like a couple years ago. But, you know what I'm saying? You say what?
You look like Chuck. I feel like that's something that Chuck would wear. Like when he's biking.
This is a biker jacket, actually. This is actually a biker jacket. Even though I don't go biking, I just thought it was raw. So I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get it. But stick with the plan no matter what. Stick with it no matter what. Continue applying pressure no matter what. It seems like we adopted that this year. That not even seems like that's what we definitely adopted. It's definitely a little bit more of me and Bridget saying it than anybody else. But that's okay, though. That's all right. Keep applying pressure. Keep attacking. Keep being relentless, right? Keep doing it. 24. That's the name of the crew, right? Y'all see how I did that just like that? Keep doing it, 24. That's the name of the crew. Man, I don't know what's going on. It's the end of the year. I'm excited. It's EOM. Let's get it, right? It's going down. About to be a new season, you know, in January, right? And so for me, right, I can't really say for anybody else on the call, mostly everybody, pretty much actually everybody signed up this year, right? It's time to, one, finish out the month strong. We have 1 day left. EOM, definitely keep applying pressure. But also the new year, right, is coming up. It's a new season in Herbalife. Everybody wants to get in shape. Everybody is a new year, new me, new body. I'm about to look, what they be saying, I'm going to cut you off in 2018, or how they be saying it, something like that. If we haven't talked, I'm going to leave you in last year. Like, you know what? Whatever, right? We know that you want to get in shape. We know you want to do something. So now it's time to take, a hold of the situation, because people are looking for help, right? So if you, right, this is the thing about consistency. If you've been on your shit, if you've been doing everything that you're supposed to have been doing the last month, 3 months, 6 months, year, however long you've been signed up, right? When people start to look to about getting in shape, they're about to look at you, right? It only makes sense because you've been talking about getting in shape all year. You've been keeping it on point all year. You've been keep applying pressure all year. So that's the cool thing about that. And even if not, like me, when I first started, I was just talking about getting in shape. I was saying, hey, this is what's about to happen, right? So if you want to come get in shape with me, let's get it cracking. You know what I'm saying? So I was like I said, keep applying pressure to the marketplace. I kept putting my name out there. I kept posting. I didn't care what people thought. I wanted people to know that if they wanted to get in shape, come to me, right? That was the best thing about it. For me, first of all, a lot of people are going to look at it as a restart. I'm probably just going to look at it as, you know, Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. New Year's is Tuesday, right? A lot of people be like, oh, New Year, new me. For me, it's Tuesday, right? And I know for us, it's Tuesday. But for everybody else, the other 97%, oh, fresh start, right? And yeah, it's a fresh start. Awesome. But Tuesday, right? We keep at it. We ain't stopping nothing that we was already doing beforehand. And with the new Herbalife season, right, we get to find out where the new Herbalife vacation will be at for 2020. And that's going to be amazing because we all start at zero, right? So we have all year of January 2019 to December of 2019 to qualify for the Herbalife vacation in 2020. We all have the opportunity to do that. So go on myherbalife.com. I don't know where it's going to be at. This year it's going to be in Hawaii, or for 2019 it's going to be in Hawaii. For 2020, like I'm saying, I don't know, but it's going to be somewhere dope, depending on what level you qualify. Marcus, I think I was talking to you about this, the vacations where they pay for part of your flight or half the flight or whatever, or the full flight, the full room, or whatever the case may be, give you the money card when you get there, even though everything is all inclusive, right? You can qualify for that, for doing the work that you was already going to do, right? If they told you right now you need to do, even though this is not the case, but they said, you know what, you need to rack up an accumulative amount of 200,000 volume points, you'll hit President's Team. If that was the case all year, right? Even though it's not. If that was the case, you was going for President's Team, right? By you just going for President's Team, they're going to reward you for doing the work that you was already planning to do regardless. That's about to be awesome. So go on myherbalife.com, find out the qualifications. I think this year it was 110,000 vacation points, which included your organizational points and your personal volume. And I think also new frontline supervisors counted for like a certain amount of points for that. So go ahead and look that up. That's going to be dope. That's what's popping. Man, JKO is about to be popping. That's what's going down this next weekend. That's about to be exciting. And everywhere, and I know in JKO they're going to talk about goal setting, right? Setting up your year, setting up your life powerfully, setting up your business powerfully, right? Going into JKO, obviously STS, LDW, right? So that's obviously a 90-day plan. So if you do not have your 90-day plan already written for what that's going to look like, January to April, you should probably figure that out, because you have 90 days to go ahead and set your business up, right? To go into LDW, which is a great event, which is one of my favorite events, right? To go from LDW to do another 90-day plan, because like this is what I'm gonna tell you guys. This is actually awesome. I'm glad that I just thought about this. Everybody on this call right now, everybody on the call, and basically everybody else pretty much in the organization, right, is in the same kind of position that I was in 1 year ago, where you're kind of basically, you've been in the business. I was in the business longer than you guys last year, right? But whatever. You're in the business. You've been doing, you pretty much know the basics. You know what to do, right? You've been coming to events. You know what's possible. And I showed up and I was like, listen, y'all have heard me say this story before. I got a ticket on my way to going to JKO. I was pissed off. I went into the event with open ears, right? The thing about it was I made a decision to give it 120 all year. Nothing else mattered. You know tunnel vision, how they say tunnel vision, laser focus, right? When they be like this, the horses, they be racing, they can't see nothing else to the side. It was almost to the point where nothing else mattered except the goal, right, of me getting better and me growing this organization. I told people I was going to go to Extravaganza with 10 people. We went with 10 people, right? That was exciting. I told people we're going to go to Extravaganza with 50 people this year. We're going with 50 people, right? But now I have a staple. We have a staple of people that wasn't here last year. So just imagine if everybody on the call just decided to give it 120 no matter what all year, because that's what I decided to do. I said, you know what? I'm going to work a 90-day plan going from JKO to LDW, and then another one from LDW into Extravaganza, right? I was ignorant on fire. I had some structure, yes, but it wasn't nobody like Bridget signed up in what, March, something like that. Takesha started to come back around in February. LaKayla signed up in like April. Marcus wasn't around. Maricel was around, but she had just came back like right before Extravaganza. Jorge just signed up in like April. Josefina signed up in what? Sometime in the summer, after the summer, something like that. When did you sign up? I'm not sure. But yeah, exactly. So it's like, this wasn't here, right? But it was a decision by me and other people that's not on the call as well. Amanda, Alexa, Areli, Monica, you know, other people. Can't think right now because I'm focused on the call. But other people, right, that are part of the organization that you guys see good and well, that were, I would say, birthed into the organization just by hard work and consistency on the front end, right? Saying that no matter what, I was going to go after it, no matter what. I'm going to go with 10 people, no matter what, I'm going to hit this goal, right? So what did that mean for me to come with 10 people? That mean I had to talk to hella motherfuckers. One, to sign them up. One, to go through the people. This is the thing. You got to talk to people, sign them up, and then after the ones you signed up, see who's actually serious. You know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to just sign people up, but we all know you might sign somebody up and they say, yeah, go hard. We're about to go all the way to president's team. And they don't do not one volume point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, of course that happens, but that's just the numbers game. But the thing about it was, it didn't matter to me about how many people said no. It didn't matter to me about how many people flaked. The only thing that mattered was that I got there with 10 people. Because I knew if I got there with 10 people, somebody in that 10 would see the vision and say, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Right? If you went to raise your hand if you went to extravaganza. LaKayla, Takesha, Bridget, and Maricel went, right? And like I'm saying, other people went, right? There was something that happened at extravaganza. I know for me personally, I was like, yo, this is super dope. Like, I was thinking about 6 months ago and it was just me by myself, Amanda and Areli, right? I thought about that and I was like, damn, now I'm here with 10 people. That's crazy. And all it took was for me to already do the work that I was doing. And I was fired up about it. But the point is not necessarily extravaganza, right? But it was just the work that it took for me to get there. And it was awesome. And it changed my business. We hit Active World Team. I started making more money on the checks. I started getting more fired up. It forced me to become a better leader. It forced me to start doing team calls. Team calls weren't happening a year ago, 4 months ago, right? We started only doing team calls a little bit after extravaganza, right? Something like that. So it's about what can happen to you, who you have to become in the process of you chasing that next pin, right? If it's world team that your next pin is, who are you going to have to be to have the consistency to hit world team, right? If it's active world team, who do you have to be to keep that consistency and add people to the pot that you're already doing, to add people to the vision that you're already creating for yourself? Who do you have to be for that? For that global expansion team, how can you do those previous things that I just said, plus more to create that global expansion team, right? Millionaire team and president's team and beyond. Who do you have to become on the route to the pin, in which will allow you to have this people that believe in you to go all the way? If that makes sense. Because I'll tell you what, it's going to be a journey. And a year ago, I'm not the same person I was a year ago. And that's crazy because when you're like right now, right? Obviously right now I'm the wisest that I can be, right? I'm the best that I can be right now. But in a year from now, it's like I'm going to be blowing this version of me out the water if I work at it. You see what I'm saying? If I keep getting better, if I keep reading the books, if I keep showing up, if I keep applying pressure, right? Do you guys agree with that? Or am I just, what? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, what's up? Talk to me. Bridget, what's the deal? Talk to me, girl. How you feeling? It's the end of the year. It's EOM. How we feeling?
I'm mad because I'm working really hard and I'm not at 2,500 for this month. So I got 30 more hours to hit 2,500.
Listen, you know what? This is what I tell you. I remember one time it was EOM for me, and it was like maybe like 10:30, and I needed like 400 volume points left, right? And I was like, damn, when was this? I can't tell you exactly when it was. It was either this last year or the year before, but I remember it was like 400 volume points, an hour and a half left. And I'm like, dude, I done tapped out of all my resources. And I'm just like, how am I going to do this, right? 2,500 standard, got to hit it, right? So I remember I posted something on Instagram and I was like, listen, I got a deal going on. Hit me up. I got the new promo for the end of the month. What's popping, right? And the thing about it is most people would say, because I talked to all my clients, I talked to all my leads, I had talked to my preferred members at the time, right? What had happened was I was like, damn, I ain't got nothing. Like I already done posted on IG all day and nobody hit me up. You know what? Let me post something again. You know what? I'm going to continue to have faith, right? I'm going to continue to do everything that's in my power to create awareness about what I got going on. And I'm reaching out to whoever I can, right? And luckily, the universe was working in my favor. One of my homeboys I went to college with was like, bro, I keep seeing you talk about that shit. Like, what's the deal? I'm like, bro, what's the deal? I got the deal. I got the promo for you right now. Like, I can hook you up. It's the end of the month. What's popping? He's like, you know what? I'm ready to do that shit, bro. I've been seeing you. He didn't say it just like this, but essentially he was saying your consistency shows me that it's real, right? Let me get that 300 package. Okay. So that ended up being like 270 something volume points, something around there, right? And my mom reached out to me and she was like, "Yep, like within this hour and a half, mind you, you know how this can be, right? Bridget, we've been on EOM before where you know it's like crunch time, right? So this is within an hour and a half. And my mom reached out to me. She's like, yo, like, because my mom know about the 2,500 or whatever. She's like, oh, did you reach it? And I'm like, no, mom, I actually need a few hundred volume points. Mom's placed an order, preferred member, got me to 2,500, right? But because, this is the thing, because my mom know I took it so serious, because my homeboy from college seen me doing all the work previously that I never talked to him about Herbalife before, right? That allowed me in the crunch time to come through for me. So the thing about it is, you have to put the work in on the front end for you, the universe to work for you on the back end. But even still, at the present time where you're at right now, we got to work. It's 30 hours, right? What can we do in 30 hours? Obviously, we got to sleep for about, me personally, like 5. I can't say for everybody else on the call, but you know what I'm saying? Me about 5. So if that was the case, 25 hours to work. What can we do? What kind of reach out to preferred members, reach out to all of our leads, reach out to all of our current clients, right? Reach out to our distributors, right? See how they're doing. Can we help our newest distributors? Can we help somebody hit their first cut? Can we help somebody go for senior consultant? Can we help somebody go for qualified producer, supervisor, first cut world team, second or third cut, fourth cut, whatever the case may be, right? Those are a bunch of options that we can do. What can we throw in with the program, right? Free shaker cut, boom. Oh, you know what I'm saying? If you order something over 150 or whatever the number you want to set it is, I'll throw you a free box of lift off. If you a supervisor, that's $10. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even if you're not a supervisor, even if you're a distributor, this is like $16, $15. You see what I'm saying? Like, what can we do? What more value can we add? It's EOM. We got to do what we got to do, right? That's what it comes down to. And if not, and that's what I'm saying, this is the thing. And even if you don't hit your cut, right, whoever, right, it's not the end of the world. We have another opportunity that next minute. If you did not hit your cut at 12 a.m., at 12:01 a.m., we have another month. We have another 30-ish days to keep going. And you can start over. It's the brand new year. So at that point, you can look at it like that, right? And just think about this year or this month and this year, right? What stopped you from hitting 2,500 earlier? What demons, what enemies did you have to come up with? What demons and enemies did you have to face that stopped you from keep working, right? Was it the holidays? Was it family time? Was it friends? Was it you doing things that you wasn't supposed to do? Was it you partying? Was it you just being lazy? Was you being scared, right? Whatever it may be. Whatever those demons are, was it something internally, right? You have to face those things head on, right? Allow your demons, allow your enemies to give you courage to stand up and be stronger than that, right? And I'm not saying your family is your demons or your, I'm not trying to say families is demons, friends is demons, enemies and things like that. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is it might be detrimental to you doing your business. That's what I am saying, right? Because sometimes your family and friends might not get it. They may say, hey, it's the holidays. Just come chill. Why you always on that phone? Because listen, I'm on the phone because you don't understand what I'm seeing, right? In a year, 2 years from now, when I don't got to be on the phone, we can go do this over here. We can rent out the lodge in Tahoe. We can rent out the lodge in Reno or wherever the hell you want to go, right? Big Bear, I don't know any nice winter places. Winter's not really my thing, right? But y'all get the picture of what I'm trying to say. Well, we can rent that out, skiing in the Alps on Christmas, New Year's, holidays, Kwanzaa, whatever you might celebrate, right? I don't know any other names. You know what I'm saying? Happy holidays, everybody. They'll understand why you was working, right? But right now, you might have to tell your friends, you might have to tell your family, you know what? Hey, I'm doing something important for us, not even for me, for us. Well, yeah, for you, of course, obviously, but in return, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all going to pay off if you make it pay off. Don't make it not pay off. Don't listen, guys. We're making sacrifices. This is the thing, right? We're gonna have to make sacrifices as an entrepreneur, as an Herbalife distributor on our way to president's team. We're going to have to make sacrifices. If you're gonna make sacrifices, at least make them worth it in the long run, right? At least don't do the sacrifices just so you're like, you know what? I'm gonna quit, or it's not gonna work out. It's too hard. I didn't make it in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So you know what? I'm just not gonna do it. And then you missed out on all that time that you was working that you could have spent with your family because you ended up quitting in the long run. Make the sacrifices worth it. So when you make it, it's that much sweeter because you know what's ahead of you. Great times, great memories, right? Things that you'll remember forever, things that they'll never forget. It's going to be awesome when you live that life as a President's team member because you put in that work on that holiday 2 years ago. Because you looked every day for that nutrition club and you was talking to people handing out invites every day, right? You handed out 30,000 invites yourself so your nutrition club was popping, right? So you can build your community. So you can get that 4,000, 5,000 over the table. That's why. And so you can do it in your free time and you can travel. And that's the thing that comes with it. That comes with it. That comes with the work. That comes with the grind. That comes with the grit. You know what I'm saying? It's ugly in them streets when you got to, go out there and do face-to-face. Yeah. But it's blissful on the other side as a President's team member. That's going to be awesome. Imagine what that's going to be like in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Like, imagine it right now. You're walking on stage for your first time to speak on stage as a President's team member because somebody requested you in whatever your favorite region is, whatever your favorite area is. They requested you to come speak. And before you actually got on stage, you was visiting the city, you was getting the culture in somewhere you've never been. For me, it might be Rio, right? Or it might be Paris, or it might be Dubai. Well, Herbalife's not Dubai yet. You know what I'm saying? But just imagine what that's going to be like when you get to be in the city 2 days before you actually got to get on stage and talk about what you did before. That's going to be awesome. But listen, though, you got to get in the streets first. You got to get dirty first. You got to get cut first. You have to go through that first before you get the glory. You ever heard that term, grit and glory? The grit comes before the glory, okay? You got to get in the mud. You got to get it out the mud. You got to start at zero. You got to pay that $100. You got to talk to those first couple people. They got to tell you no at first. Your circle of influence going to laugh at you at first. You got to get your first results, right? You got to show up to your first event. You got to talk on that first time on stage. You got to host your first team call. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your first active world team pin. And then you got to get your consistent active world team pin after that. Then you pin somebody for a world team. Then you go to get team, mill team, president's team, right? Then you throw your first team promo. Then you open your first nutrition club. Like, these are things you're going to have to do first before you can do everything else for the lifetime. Before you can take your mom out. Before you can take her out the country. Before you can take her to Louis. Before you can buy your dad that house. Before you can buy him that boat he always wanted. Right? These are the things you must do first if you want it. Because you know what? If it was like that, somebody in your family would have already did it. If it was that easy, somebody in your family would have already did it. Somebody you know would have already did it, right? Within your family. So you know what? You have the mindset. You already know what the road is going to look like. Even though it may not be clear, you know it's going to be, obstacles. That's what it's going to be first. And after that, everything is all gravy. That's a good deal. I'll take that. That sounds like, 2 or 3 years of hard work, consistency, giving it your all, going 120. That'll be awesome. So, check it out. What is our 90-day plan going to look like? Does everybody know how to run a 9-day plan? Raise your hand, actually, if you know how to run a 90-day plan if you know how to. Awesome. Takesha, let me hear in a perfect world for you, right? Or not even a perfect world for you today. What would your 90-day plan look like? Something simple. 3 things that you would.
I'm sorry,
Can you hear me?
you're breaking up.
Can you guys hear me now? 3 to 5 things that you would do every day in your 90-day plan to move your business forward.
You said 3 things?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. So, I wake up and do my I'm having a seer moment right now. I'm so hungry. I had my wisdom teeth pulled, so I'm really like weak now. So I can't think.
You want to call on a lifeline?
Yes, please.
Go ahead, call on somebody.
B, my sister, help my sister out.
Well, so I'm talking about what I would do in a day, not what Takesha should do in a day.
Yeah, what's some 3 to 5 things that you would do every day for 90 days to move your business forward?
Well, I would get my own results, use my products, and work out every day. I would talk to all leads and clients and do follow-ups, yada yada. How are y'all doing? Can I help you in any way? Although that's not an everyday thing now. I have like my setup like Jerry taught us. Third thing, in a perfect world, I would not be shy and I would just walk around because I don't work right now. I just do shit at home. But anyway, I would go downtown because it's like a super populated little tourist town and there's always new people. And I would talk to like probably 20 to 30 new people, maybe even more. But that's kind of like the 3 things I would focus on getting done in a 90-day plan is actually the main one being talking to new people. Because I text a lot of new people or message them on Instagram and stuff, but it's easy for people to escape that. So my 90-day plan starting Tuesday is going to involve actually going up and talking to people. Because the 3 times I've done it, it's actually worked out and I've got new clients. So I just get all red in the face and I don't like doing it because I feel like all hot and nervous. So yeah. So that's going to be my New Year's challenge for myself is actually following a 90-day plan that involves talking to people on a daily basis. Face to face.
That sounds very, very effective. Talking to people. But listen, this is the only thing I would say, right? And this is the reality of it because it was lightweight, kind of a trick question. Because the thing about it is, right, you might not necessarily be able to do the same thing every day because you might have STS days. You know what I'm saying? You might have days where you might have like HOMs or calls that you might have to get on at certain times of the day where you might say you're just going to do something else. So I would say, you know what? Within your 90 days, like no matter what, you're doing something, right? And of course you want to say like, because I know for me, right? I know for a fact that I'm not going to go talk to 20 or 30 people every day, right? That's just like, I'll get burnt out in 2 weeks doing that. You know what I'm saying? 20 or 30 people every day. I know for me, I might not do that, right? But I could definitely, no matter what, I definitely could commit to talking to it like a day, right? 3 people a day, and I'm not saying that Bridget's wrong for 20 or 30 people. She's a fucking beast if she wants to do that, right? I'm saying for me and my schedule that I know that I have with me working and everything like that, I know I could talk to at least 3 new people a day, right, face to face. I know that I could commit to doing that. So 3 people, right, times 7, 21. 21 people in a week. Let's just say 20, for math's sake, right? 20, 40, 60, 80 people face to face in a month that you talk to. if you had 80 people in front of you right now that you could talk to about Herbalife, the business and the products, how many people do you guys think that you could get to sign up or get the products? At least 10 people total, right? Within either side, 10. If you talk to 80 people, the thing about it is, a lot of people might take days off on the 90-day plan. Some people might be like, oh, Saturday, Sunday, oh, I'm chilling. I went hard all week. I deserve this day off. Listen, it's called a 90-day plan, not 90 days, take the weekends off. That's not what it is, okay? So, because if you cut the weekends off, that's what is that? 8 days out the month, right? If that's 8 days out the month, 8 times 20, 8 times 3, 24. 24 days out of your 90 days, that's like, what, 75 days? So that's, or what is that, 65 days, whatever the number is, right? Whatever, right? That's hella days that you don't have to continue to do what you said you were going to do in your 90 days. So you really didn't work your 90-day plan, so you really didn't get the full results of that, right? And it's going to be hard. It's going to be work. It's going to be like, damn, day 50, I'm tired of doing this shit. I'm not necessarily as fired up as I was on day 1. But listen, you start to see results on day 50. On day 50, when you're like, fuck, I'm tired of doing this shit, that's when it's going to pop off for you. That's when the universe is going to test you. The universe is going to test to see if you really want this or not. So on day 50, when you're like, damn, dude, like I got minimal results off of this. I done talked to hella people. Like I don't feel like getting up and talking to people like I said I was going to do. That's when like 10 people going to hit you up that day and going to be like, yo, like, what's up? I'm ready now. You're fired up on day 50. Imagine what it's going to be like when you get 10 people like, yo, what's popping? Can I get on the products right now? I got $100. 10 people hit you up and say, I got $100 right now if you're a supervisor. That's $500 you just made. Damn near like 1,000 volume points. 700 volume points, something like that, depending on what they got. Right? If you're just giving them the basic shake and tea, right? I mean, shake and protein. That's like 730 volume points. In one day, personal. You made $500. That's awesome. Because you put in the work for the 49 days before. And now you got a little momentum going into what? Extravagant or LDW, right? So you didn't work hard for 90 days. You got momentum going in. You probably signed up people, right? You probably got a few team members on your team. You've been retailing 2,500 personally yourself. You're going into extravaganza to learn how to be a better leader. You come out of LDW. You come out of LDW super fired up with momentum for the first 90 days. Now you work another 90-day plan going into extravaganza. Now you bring more people with you. And now you're super fired up going into extravaganza. You hear all the stories, all the successes. You probably change the pin so you'll walk across stage, right? You'll get celebrated, all the confetti, all the pictures, right? It'll be freaking awesome. You put your best stuff on and then you might get featured on, you feel me, the video for Herbalife or whatever, right? And now your belief is at the highest point it's ever been at. You have people that believe in you. You have an organization. You walk across stage. You work another 90-day plan going into the last LDW of the year in October. Work 90 days, boom, and now it's the fourth quarter, which we're in now, and you have momentum from January until now because you kept on the gas all year, right? All gas, no brakes. You kept it on all year. Now it's the fourth quarter. And now there is no slow months. There is no you not hitting 2,500. There is no people saying they don't want to buy because you know what? You've been at it all year. So you have enough people to where even if people fell off, you still cracking way over 2,500 personally yourself, not including what your distributors give. And now you go into the new year like it's about to be in what, 30 hours? Or yeah, like we said, right, in 30 hours. And now you got momentum from the last year that you didn't put in all that work. I'm going to tell you guys something. That's me. Everything that I just said, except walking across stage at Extravaganza, right? Except that part is me that I just explained because I kept on the gas all year. Now imagine if that was you next year. Imagine if you had your own team of people that you were running your own team calls in a year, right? your own organization and you spitting bars, right? You giving your experiences over the last X amount of time you've been in the business. Imagine what that'll be like. And you got people that'll believe in you. And it's going to be freaking awesome. And that can be you. All I'm saying is that can be you. All you have to do is put in the work now, right? And I know I keep saying that, but at the end of the day, a lot of people will hear that, but won't do it. They'll be like, oh, whatever. Like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Or, it doesn't take all of that. Or, I can do it my way. Or, I'll figure it out some other way. Or, I'll cheat the system. Listen, I'm going to tell you what. It ain't no cheating the system. It ain't no other way. It's going to take unsexy work. It's going to take a compound effect of you doing stuff. That's what it's going to come down to. It's the end of the month, 30 hours. If you need help, reach out. JKO is next weekend. Get there or be square. 15K Super Mario is going to be our speaker, one of my homies. So we might be able to go ahead and get some exclusive, you know what I'm saying, stuff, because you know what I'm saying, we can go ahead and arrange that. But the only thing is you'll get that exclusive stuff only if you're there at the event. You see what I'm saying? So if you haven't got your ticket yet, go on myherbalife.com and get it. You can get it for, I believe, $45 or $50 right now. Tell your downline, what's up?
I was gonna say it's on the NorCal STS page.
Yes, that's NorCalSTS.com.
Life.com. It's on NorCal STS and it's $50, right?
Facts. So that is what it is for that. Make sure you get there. All questions are good questions. If we ain't got no questions, it's all gravy. Schedule.
For JKO.
For JKO. I'm actually not sure if World Team School is on Friday. I'm actually not sure about that. I'm gonna go ahead and ask around to figure that out. But if not, definitely Saturday, definitely Sunday. Where your best stuff is the first event of the year. It's gonna be popping. I believe it's an all-white party on Saturday night as well. So if you're coming to JKO and you do not want to get a hotel, you can come stay at my crib in Sacramento if you need to. Or we can push back and forth from my actual crib here, whatever. That's actually my mom's house in Sacramento. We'll figure it out because I don't want nobody to pay for no hotel, you know what I'm saying? We all, you know what I'm saying? Or unless we all chip in and, whatever. Whatever is best, you know what I'm saying? Other than that, the call will be posted. If you need me, call me. If you need me on the phone with whoever you need to talk to about the business, about getting on products, whatever, I'm available. It doesn't matter if it's New Year's Eve, like, it's good. Like, you can call me if you need me. Some of you young whippersnappers might be out there partying. You know what I'm saying? And if you are, be careful. We're going into the new year hot. It's about to be popping. It's the last call of 2018. Does anybody want to say anything to go out with a bang? Nope. Y'all just want to be quiet. Okay, it's cool. It's all right. It's all right. Y'all can just, whatever. What, Mark? I see you unmute. What?
Herbalife has been a great choice when I started. I can say that. It's been a smart move for me so far. It's been a real inspiration for me. So I'm just happy to be part of the team.
I don't know if anybody else kind of heard that broke up. I heard it. I heard it broke up, but I got the gist of what you were saying, bro. Definitely for sure. It was all good. You know what I'm saying? Give that other opportunity to everybody else that you know. You know what I'm saying? You know what's here. Just share with everybody else. The call's going to end early, 15 minutes early. I'm going to let y'all get to work. If you need me, call me. It's always good as always. I'm going to see y'all on the other side in 2019. Deuces.